Today we're going to get our Chester Copperpot planted and we're going to show you how we do it.
Today's task, we're planting our Chester Copperpot Celosia. The first thing I need to do is get some more acetylene to burn fabric. So step one of the process of the day. Jen's organizing her dahlias. Well, I was going to ask if we had room in the tunnel back there, but I can see that we're not going to have room in that new tunnel back there.
Which new tunnel?
Back in the back.
For these?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be room.
Well, I was thinking room for Chester Copperpot.
There's
but
no room.
Yeah.
How many feet did you?
It depends. Like insect pollinated, it needs to be like miles.
Still, distance is good. If Chester's back there, it's okay.
Yeah, I was wondering maybe we can just put it right next to that tunnel back there on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were talking about putting something there.
That would be great.
All right, I'm going to go get more acetylene. I know we've mentioned it before, but we use an acetylene torch to burn our holes in our fabric. You see a lot of people use those little like propane torches or the little, the little blue or yellow bottles, but you hold them upside down and the liquid gets shoved to the tip and they just keep choking out. So this acetylene torch is awesome. It has a nice hose. It's like half of an oxyacetylene welding kit. Acetylene is really great for like brazing copper and soldering copper, but at a low flame it works really well. It comes with a nice long hose, works really well for burning holes in fabric. So we'll go get our new bottle, get it set up, start burning some holes, and then we can start planting some flowers. So today we are planting our Chester Copperpot and we need a new spot to put it, isolated from the other dried flowers that we're kind of doing. We're going to bust this tiller into some fresh sod, this new tiller, and see how it does with this sod. You can see that this tiller like chews up fresh sod super nice. We're going to put down a line of fabric and then burn some holes and get these planted up today. We need to get this Chester in the ground so we have seed that we can sell and replant for next year.
Chester Copperpot is this beautiful coppery color. You can see it on the stem. We're trying to further narrow down the colors on them so that we get less variability. We've always sold Chester as a mix, and I want to try to limit it a little bit so it's more true to color, so you get that really nice coppery color consistently.
And you see that the seedlings are pretty tiny. They actually transplant a lot better when they're smaller rather than big giant seedlings. There's just less root shock for them when they're teeny tiny getting transplanted.
Yeah, these are going to shoot right up and go crazy.
Yep, once they get here, and they're going to get this row planted and I'll get it nice and watered in, and I think we're actually having some more storms come through.
Oh, great.
Get them watered in. Yeehaw.
Fabric's
going to be here in a little bit.
Okay. I'm excited to get it.
Now I got to get a delivery. We got more fabric coming because we're building more beds and we lost a lot of fabric. So the truck's here. Gonna head down on the tractor and pick it up.
Chester Copperpot is one of our red varieties, and it stemmed from a peach variety that we first initially grew?
Yeah, it was an open pollinated peach variety that we had, and it was kind of a mutation of that, and we collected the seed and have slowly developed it with just kind of genetic isolation.
Yeah, and it took us about 4 years to genetically isolate it so that it kept replicating and creating the same color over and over again. But here we are, and then you saw we're starting to pull out like different colors we see just so we can get a straight Chester Copperpot. Chester Copperpot is such a popular Celosia. It has actually been featured in 2 publications. It's been featured in Garden Gate magazine, and it's also been featured in Northern Gardener. It is a beloved Celosia among gardeners out across the United States. And I'm curious, have any of you actually grown Chester Copperpot? We had tons and tons of stories where people were posting photos of their Chester Copperpot growing at either their flower farms or in their gardens. And we want to know who out there is growing Chester Copperpot. We hope you guys love it, and we hope you're getting those consistent burgundy spikes, the coppery spikes that we absolutely love.
We got all these lovely little Chester Copperpot planted. Now we're just watering them in, and we're good. We're supposed to get a rain tonight, so that'll just make sure that the soil stays nice and moist. Keep an eye on them for the next few days as the root systems get established. And off they go, off to the races.
Today we got our space prepped for Chester Copperpot. We got Chester Copperpot planted in the ground. You saw me doing some behind the scenes dahlia propagation organization. Hannah and Austin helped me get that all organized, thank goodness. It was a hot mess, let me just say that.
Yeah, and it was kind of a crazy morning. We anticipated doing one thing, and then it rained all night.
Yes.
And then we had to figure out other things.
It's been a crazy rainy week, and as a farmer, I will say it's I love it and hate it at the same time.
But we need it. It was drying out quick.
Yeah, it was. But with the dahlia propagation thing, a lot of you don't realize, but we basically had to start again after the tornado. So I started again after the tornado. I started from scratch. And just because I was trying to hold it together with a needle and thread, it was a total disaster. So Hannah and Austin came in and helped me get everything neat and organized, alphabetized, things that, like a whole level of organization that I'm not. So it was really amazing. What else did we do?
We prepped more ground for lavender and got some more lavender planted.
Oh boy, yeah, just when I think we have all of our planting done, we're creating more work for ourselves. And in fact, I still have seeds to start tonight. Jura Salmon is one of the new Celosias that I'm doing this year. And I need to get that started, and I know that. And we actually have some other colors that we're working on, kind of separating off the genetics for those.
Yep.
And I'm working on those tonight too. So a farmer's work is never done.
Yeah.
What else did you do?
What did I do?
Yeah. Oh, you are like all over the place.
Gosh. Oh, yeah. Our chickens needed some more area. Where we have them is kind of temporary. I still haven't had time to build their permanent run. So they were in a fairly small area, and we wanted to give them a new little bit of green, so just expanded it a little bit with some cobbled together things that we had laying around.
Sometimes that's how it needs to be done. Just see what you can do to get the thing done, right?
Yeah, but they were so much happier getting some green to peck on for sure.
Yeah.
Rather than me throwing them greens every day.
And I told Adam, it's like having chickens is like having goats. They just kind of they were taking down the things we didn't want, like all the weeds, but leaving the flowers alone, like the peonies.
Yeah, someone saw a peony in the chicken run and asked if we were going to move it, and we intended to, but we don't have time for anything. The chickens didn't mess with it, and there were actually blooms that bloomed, and that peony's probably going to be really happy next year
Lots of fertilizer.
Yeah, lots of chicken poop around that peony. So can be happy peony.
But yeah, so they don't mess with the flowers, but they take care of all the weeds. I'm like, we need a chicken tractor now where we can move them out all over the place.
Yeah.
We're having a real issue with ticks this time of year. I don't know about y'all, but like it's really bad here. I think it's all the moisture. I don't know.
Yeah, and
It's bad.
yeah, I do want to build like a chicken tractor so we can like tootle them around the yard, which would be fun.
The only thing is Adam's guinea has been so loud, and I told Hannah and Austin, I'm like, can you imagine if we had 20 of these? Like, no, it was so loud. It was like screaming because it wanted more ground.
I want 20 guineas. Just because they're so loud, it's hilarious.
It's not hilarious. It's annoying. Like I'm trying to think, and I'm like,
Yeah.
it's distracting. Anyway.
It ended up being a pretty darn productive day. We ended up getting, I think, a lot more done than we intended.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, with the rain, it really started to dry up quickly. Like when I tilled this morning, it was pretty wet, but it started to dry up real quick.
We actually also had a couple high school kids come out. We had one of our employees come out to weed, and then we had another high school employee who came out, finished covering up the dahlias that were a little bit exposed from after planting, and then he also straw mulched them in. So
He did a good job.
yeah. Anyway, it was nice to have the extra set of hands too to do some of those tasks that we couldn't get to.
Yep. What was the most interesting thing about this process today? Let us know in the comments, for sure. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, help us out with this video, and subscribe, and hit that little notification bell, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, as always, thanks for joining and happy growing.